Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives. Poetry meeting history in this book each day of the year, and I read it out. And it gives me a kick, and I hope it gives you a bit of pleasure too, because I love it. I just love all kinds of poetry. I love the way it makes me feel, the way it makes me respond to life's challenges, the way it comforts me and educates me as well. And I need a lot of all those things: comfort, education, inspiration. Wow, I get it all from a bit of poetry. And I hope the same might happen for you too. Poetry has changed my life, and that's why I like talking about it. If you go to my website, poetrychangeslives.com, you can read more of this sort of stuff. You can sign up. If you put your email in the box there, you can get a free email every day with this reading and other information, of course. And you can buy the book there, or you can get it from Amazon or from a bookshop. You know, everyone needs this, I think. I would say that, I know, but I think it's such an easy way of giving yourself, you know, just a tiny bit of input that is basically benign on a daily basis. And gosh, don't we all need that, really? Give it to your friends as well. On this day, in 1593, it's over 400 years ago, the great English playwright Christopher Marlowe, contemporary of Shakespeare, was stabbed to death in a London pub. Well, not the first to whom that happened, and by no means the last, sadly. Marlowe was born in 1564, the same year as William Shakespeare. I don't think they ever met, but they certainly knew each other's work and admired each other's work. Shakespeare quoted Marlowe on at least one occasion in his plays, and was greatly influenced by him, I think. Marlowe was the better educated of the two. He went to Cambridge University, and you can see it in many of his plays. You can see the sort of classical education that Shakespeare only got from a few books like reading Petrarch, I think. Both very great playwrights, but Shakespeare lived roughly twice as long as Marlowe, who died stabbed to death at the age of 29. Tragically, we lost what might have been someone every bit as great as Shakespeare. We'll never know. We should just be grateful for what we have. The inquest into Marlowe's death was inconclusive. It talked about the fact that Marlowe had spent all day in a lodging house in Deptford, which is on the south bank of the Thames in London. He was in a lodging house with 3 other men, and all of them were employees of Robert Walsingham, Queen Elizabeth I's much feared spy master. They were all working as spies, basically, and that may have been something to do with Marlowe's death. The inquest simply said that they got into an argument over a reckoning, which might have been the bill for the lodging house, their food and drink. We don't really know, or it may have alluded to something more sinister. Anyway, the argument turned violent, and Marlowe was stabbed above the eye and died instantly, and the world lost another great writer. But we do have some wonderful works of his, like his play Doctor Faustus, where very, very beautiful lines of poetry, such as where Doctor Faustus, who sold his soul to the devil in exchange for earthly pleasures, he meets Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in history, and exclaims those immortal lines, was this the face that launched 1,000 ships and burned the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Such heart-stoppingly, just unforgettable lines to me. And I'm going to read a little portion from Marlowe's play, The Jew of Malta, which is really a few lines about escapism from the awful, stressful challenges of daily life. It could apply today, though it's written 400 years ago about life then. But my goodness me, how much more relevant today is escapism. See if you can relate to this. But we will leave this paltry land and sail from hence to Greece, to lovely Greece. I'll be thy Jason, thou my golden fleece, where painted carpets o'er the meads are hurled, and Bacchus vineyards overspread the world, where woods and forests go in goodly green. I'll be Adonis, thou shalt be love's queen. The meads and orchards and the primrose lanes, instead of sedge and reed, bear sugar canes. Thou in those groves, by Dis above, shalt live with me and be my love. Isn't that a glorious fantasy of a perfect escapist experience? Escape from hence this paltry land to Greece, to lovely Greece. I'll be thy Jason, thou my golden fleece. I just, gosh, it takes me away into a whole new realm of fantasy. I love that. I think Marlowe is an astonishingly good writer, and I just can't get enough of it. Today I will ask for the courage and guidance that I need to help me achieve my goals, and I wish the same for you. And you know, I hope that poetry will change your lives the way it undoubtedly has changed mine, and I'm so grateful that it has, and I do wish the same for you. And I wish you all a good day, and thank you for listening. See you tomorrow, I hope.